Hello and welcome to today's tutorial. Today we'll be looking at the Bambi Baby Blanket. So this is a very easy beginner-friendly baby blanket that can be whipped up in an evening if you've got some super bulky weight yarn. So for this pattern we will be using 15mm crochet hook. For this tutorial today I'm using 6 with a worsted weight yarn. For the blanket I used super bulky weight yarn, and the stitch pattern consists of linked treble stitches, and then which are alternated with rows of slip stitch. So work those slip stitches really loose, because slip stitches are traditionally tight stitches, and we will be working into those, so we want to make sure that we are not struggling. I've got a little surprise for you, so if you keep watching the video all the way through, I've got a very special announcement right at the end. So to start with, we will make a slip knot and then we will chain. So if you are following the pattern as per the written instruction on my blog or the printable PDF, you will chain 30. Today I'm going to make a small multiple. We don't need to demonstrate the whole length of the project or the width. So to chain, you yarn over and pull through. Again, you yarn over and pull through, and you just keep on chaining until you have enough for the width of your blanket. So this project is very customizable. The original size is a baby blanket, which would be perfect for Moses basket, a car seat, or even a cot bed. But you can make it bigger and smaller very easily, because the multiple is just 1. We don't work a stitch pattern, we just work the basic stitches. So once you have your desired length, you will then turn your chains around, and we will work first linked treble crochet stitch. So to work first linked treble crochet stitch, you will turn your chain around, and then you will insert the hook into the first bump that is the closest to your chain on the hook, yarn over and pull up a loop. Then you will go into the next one, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now you've got 3 loops on your hook, and then we will work into the next chain. Insert the hook into the next chain, yarn over and pull up a loop. You've got 4 loops on the hook, and then we will yarn over and pull through 2 loops 3 times. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So this is your first linked treble crochet stitch. To work the linked treble crochet stitches, you will then work into the horizontal bars of the previous stitch. So we will insert the hook under the first horizontal bar of the previous stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, then into the next. We've got 3 loops on the hook, we need 1 more, and then you will insert the hook into the next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then you will yarn over, pull through 2 3 times. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Then we will repeat the same process. So we will insert the hook under the first horizontal bar of the last stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, then into the next bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, and into the chain. And you will yarn over, pull through 2 3 times, and you will continue all the way across until you get to the last stitch. I've just completed the very last linked treble crochet, so I will now turn, and we will start working our slip stitches. So we will insert the hook into the first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull through the loop on the hook. We'll go into the next one, and so on, making sure that when you work your slip stitches, you work them loosely, because we will need to work into these stitches, and these stitches usually come up quite tight. So you want to make sure that you work the stitches loosely, not too, so you wouldn't have to struggle in the consecutive row. And once you get to the very last stitch, you can then decide whether you want to turn and chain 3 or chain 3 and turn. That's a personal preference. So I'm on the very last stitch now, like so. I like to actually chain, can chain 3 and turn. For row number 3, you will then insert the hook into the first chain from the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, then into the second chain from the hook, and over, pull up a loop, and into the stitch as well. When we work into the slip stitch, what we are going to be doing is we are not going to be working into these front loops here, these V's on the top. We're going to go to the back and we will work into that stitch at the back. We've got 4 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So again, we're going to be working into the horizontal bars, and we continue working the linked stitches into the back V of the slip stitches, over, pull up a loop. So I'm going to show you one more, and we are going to insert the hook into the back V like so. As you can see, this pushes the front V to the front and creates these nice beautiful ridges, creating that texture on the blanket. So I'm going to guide you through the rest of the pattern. I showed you the basic stitches. So once you've worked 3 rows of linked treble crochet stitches and slip stitches, you will then change to color B. On the last slip stitch of the previous row, so you will insert the hook into the stitch and yarn over with your color B, pull through, and then you start working your chain 3 and your link stitches. Once you have as many blocks of color as you want, I've got 4 blocks of color on my blanket, you will then start working the border. So for the border, we've got 2 rounds of single crochet, and that's in the US terms. In the UK it would be double crochet, and the final round is a round of slip stitches, which create this nice 2-color border right at the end. When you work along the link stitches, there's not really a prescribed number of stitches that you need to work per the height of the link stitch. On some I worked 2, on some I worked 3, depending on how the stitches sit. You need to kind of get a feel for how you need to have them distributed along the side. And then for the corners, you can either, in each of the corners, you can either work a single crochet, chain 1 single crochet, in which case you will create a nice edges which have got that nice little space of the chain 1 in running through the middle. Or you can work 3 single crochet stitches into the corner stitches, in which case you will have a firm and full corners. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this super quick crochet tutorial, and as I mentioned at the beginning, there is a little surprise. So there is a link in the description box below, and if you subscribe on my newsletter, then you will get the download, the free download of this blanket as a thank you gift. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.